Hi, Archie.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So I guess we better take a little look-see at what Jigsaw is doing. All right, so let's see there. So Jigsaw and Mila are walking over to Kim's house, and it says here that something caught Mila's attention. So this is kind of a phrase that we use in English. And the phrase is, it goes like this. It's going to be the verb. Ooh, that's kind of a big pen. Because I was working with my kindergartners today and I use a bigger pen with them. So why? I don't know why, I just do. So we have this word, to catch. So it could be present tense, right? And if it is more than one person, we say catch. If it's just one person, we put an ES on the end, like he catches, she catches. And if it's past tense, which means it already happened, then we say caught. Caught is a pretty tricky word. It has a A-U-G-H, a four-letter digraph in the word. Remember, a digraph is when 2 or 3 or 4 letters make one sound. So that is the sound ah, caught. So in this phrase or this expression we have, we're going to talk about catching somebody's attention. So the word attention, I'm not leaving myself quite enough room to write that word. Okay, attention. You know, this is also an interesting word. You know how Miss Camp likes to talk about phonics and spelling and stuff like that. This is interesting because usually when we have a T-I-O-N at the end of a word, it usually makes a sound kind of like an S-H, you know, kind of like shun. But this word does not say attention. It says attention. And so it's actually more of a C-H. Attention, attention, attention. To catch someone's attention, attention. Actually, it sounds a little bit more like a short I sound. I keep changing my mind. Attention. And so that's the third part. That's the third word in the phrase. So we're going to have word number 1. It's going to be the verb to catch. So it could be catch, catches, or caught. And then we're going to have a word right here, and then attention. Well, the word that goes right here is going to answer the question, whose? Whose attention? All right, one momentito. Yes.
Nothing.
Negatory. Kristen, the answer is no. Thank you. She wants to watch TV.
So?
I said no. We don't watch TV during the week, only on the weekend. How about at your house?
Weekend.
Weekend, see? All right. So in the green box, we say, well, whose attention are we trying to catch? Well, we could say that Kristen was trying to catch my attention. Or we could say that the student raising their hand was trying to catch the teacher's attention. Like, pick me, I know the answer. Hello, over here, me.
Pick me, I know the answer. Hello, over here.
That's right, so you're trying to catch the teacher's attention. Or if someone is outside trying to get a taxi and the taxi's driving by, they might wave their hand or whatever they do and say, and they're trying to catch the driver's attention. To catch someone's attention. So this word right here is probably going to have an apostrophe S at the end. And then the name of this person right here would be the person who you are trying to get their attention. And the verb that we use with this is catch. All right, so moving on back. Now, this is an interesting sentence though, because it says something. The subject of the sentence is something. What caught Mila's attention? Something. Well, something is sort of a strange word because we don't really know what it is. It's not specific. We don't know what thing caught Mila's attention, just something. It's not telling us what, which means it's kind of a mystery, right? A mystery is when we have a question and we don't know the answer. So now we know that there was something that caught Mila's attention, but we don't know what it was. And so we should immediately be asking the question, what was it? And now we're curious. And now we want to keep reading. See how the author did that on purpose to get us curious so we would keep reading. Okay, so this tells us that something, which we don't know what it is yet, but if we keep reading.
A haunted house.
Yeah, well, we will find out because you read ahead. You're good at that. And it caught Mila's attention. So let's see what this means Mila saw something that made her start thinking about it, that made her curious, that made her want to look at it and get more information. She slowed to a stop. And now she's going to tell Jigsaw what she saw that caught her attention. She said, look, it's the Rigby Place. Okay, so you're right. That means this is a house that is owned by a family whose family name or surname or last name is Rigby. Okay, so if the first name was, give me a name. How about Archie? If the first name was Archie, then their name would be Archie Rigby.
No, maybe Willy Wonka.
Okay, well, Willy Wonka, Willy is his first name and Wonka is his last name. So let's say Willy Rigby. So Willy Rigby, Rigby would be the last name. So if we say Rigby Place, that means the people that live there are Mr. and Mrs. Rigby, the Rigby family. Mila pointed at a large gray house. It was badly in need of repairs. That means it must look like it's falling down. It must look pretty kind of shabby, like it needs someone to come and maybe put on some more paint or fix some things that are broken. Paint peeled and shutters banged. The lawn was thick with leaves and weeds. Sounds like it needs Daniel and Nick to come and rake the leaves. A group of trees stood before us with bare branches.
And there is something.
All right. So there were these bare branches swaying in the wind. Oh, a pumpkin. You have a pumpkin? Nice pumpkin.
A pumpkin human.
A pumpkin, well, we'll see. Now, do you have a pumpkin in your house? Are you getting ready for Halloween?
Yeah.
Are you going to go trick-or-treating? We're not going trick-or-treating at Morrison this year. I'm so sorry. If we were, I would invite you to come over and go with us.
Why not?
We're not this year.
Why not?
It just didn't work out this year. This is our first, I think this might be our first year or maybe our second year that we're not going trick-or-treating. But are you going to be able to go trick-or-treating at school or with some friends? Yeah? And do you have a costume?
Yeah.
You do? What are you going to be?
I can't tell you.
What do you mean you can't tell me? It's just you, me, and our whole YouTube audience. They won't tell anyone.
I can't tell you.
Why not? I'm so curious now. Now it's a mystery. And I would say, Archie said mysteriously. Can you send it to me in a chat? Because you know, if it comes in a chat, then no one else sees it, just me.
Okay, wait for me a minute.
And where are you going trick-or-treating? At school? Or at ESL?
Yeah, I'll send you. What will I be?
And make sure your mom takes some good pictures to send to me. Okay? I just have one question. Are you going to look scary or are you going to look funny?
I don't know.
Which one do you want to look?
Funny.
You want to look funny? Kristen has a costume this year.
What?
She doesn't want me to say.
Oh, please tell me.
Maybe after Halloween, I will send you a picture.
No, in a chat box.
Well, actually,
No.
I don't think I can send you in the chat box because I don't know what she is. I don't know. She just found a mask and I don't know what it's a mask of really. So I don't know what word to use to describe her. But you know, you put a mask on and all of a sudden you don't look like yourself anymore. Did you send me the chat? Can I see now?
Wait for me a minute, just a minute.
The only thing I see in chat is your license plate number. Again and again and again and again. I think pretty soon I'm going to know your license plate number better than I know my own. Then I'll be in big trouble when I go to pay for parking. Leave it all on Archie.
Okay. I'll tell you what will I be.
Okay, I'm waiting.
I will be. What? Let me see.
The suspense is killing me. I'm not very good at doing the Jeopardy tune. Let's see.
I send you.
Oh, very interesting. My lips are sealed.
Don't tell anyone.
I won't tell a soul, but after Halloween is over, I want us to share a picture with our YouTube audience, okay? Because we'll be waiting anxiously to find out what is Archie going to be for Halloween. Dun, 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 dun. I will not even say if it sounds scary or funny. No clues, no hints from me. I'm just zoop. All right, well.
That's yellow.
You just gave a hint. Maybe tomorrow you'll give another hint. And then on Thursday, you give another hint.
It is scary.
It is scary. Now make sure you only give honest hints. A hint is not fair if it's just straight out lying. So you can think about what hint you're going to give tomorrow and what hint you will give on Thursday. And then maybe if someone watches all 3 shows, they can put all the hints together and make a good guess. All righty. Well, we are looking at this rundown, rickety house that needs some new paint, and the shutters are banging. I'm going to see if I can show you here what that looks like. All right, I'm going to go back to our other page here for a minute, but this is, oh, there's your pumpkin man. This is the Rigby Place right here, and we can see Mila and Jigsaw are looking at it as they are walking over to Kim's house. And I want us to take a look at this because of this part right here. Okay, so this is a little bit blurry, but, and I'm going to zoom in and it will be even blurrier. Let me zoom in on this one. So we're looking at a window here, and this piece right here and this piece right here, they kind of have these lines on them. Those are called shutters. Now, and they go on a window. Now, the reason they are called shutters is because you should be able to close them over the window. We call that shuttering the window. And then,
But that is open. That means someone is inside.
yes, actually, usually we do keep the shutters open. You can see right here on this window, the shutters are closed. But usually on a house, they do not open and close the shutters. Usually they just keep them open all the time. In fact, they might even kind of nail them down so that they're just open forever, right? And just have it be permanently open. But you can tell this shutter looks a little crooked, and this shutter looks a little crooked. And if we come over here to this side of the house, you can see that this one looks almost like it's falling off a little bit. And this one looks straight. Well, none of those shutters should look like that. On every window, both shutters should look exactly the same, either both open or both closed, and they should look straight. They should not look crooked. They should not look like they're falling off. So that tells us that this house needs some work. Someone needs to come and do some fixing. If a shutter is not nailed to the house or secured to the house and the wind can make it kind of open and close, then every time it closes, it bangs against the house. So you'll hear it go bang, 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 bang. And first of all, that's annoying. And secondly, it just tells us that it's broken and it needs someone to come and fix it. So that is the Rigby Place that they're looking at. And this paragraph right here is describing it. There's no action happening in this paragraph. And sometimes when we're reading a story, if we see a paragraph that doesn't have anything happening in it at all, we might not care about it. We might say, oh, this is boring, I'm skipping it, and go on to the next paragraph to look for the action, right? We all like to know, what are the characters doing? You know, get on with it. What's going to happen next? What are you going to do next? And we see a paragraph like this and we're like, oh, this is so boring, nothing's happening. But we don't want to skip over these paragraphs because they help us make a picture in our mind of what's going on. So we need some details for our picture. And there's a lot of good details in this paragraph to help us have a picture in our mind of what this house looks like. And we don't know yet if this is going to be an important place in the story. However, since we know from the front cover of the book that we see that same pumpkin man that we just saw here, and if he's also on the front cover, then we can probably make a good guess that this place is going to be important. So let's look at some of the details, some of the things we can learn about this place. Well, let's see. We can see that it is large and it's gray, badly in need of repairs. Not just a little bit, but badly in need. That means it's really falling apart. And we saw that with the shutters. It says paint peeled. Well, there's a couple different ways to make the outside of a house have some color. One way is to use aluminum siding, where you actually buy a side of the house that's already colored and you put it on the side. Another way is to use something called stain, and that just will make the house look like a natural wood color on the outside. Or you can use paint, and you can paint the house any color you want. But paint does not last forever. And over time, especially after snow and wind and rain and ice and hot weather and then cold weather and then hot weather again, the paint might start chipping. And it might start kind of falling off, and then you need to fix it. You'll have to actually go to the house and kind of scrape off as much paint as you can from the entire house and then put on new paint. And then you could even change the color if you want to. So the paint was peeling, the shutters were banging because they were not all secured to the house. We know that the lawn had lots of leaves and weeds. That means nobody had been out mowing the lawn, raking up the leaves, taking care of the yard. It looks like nobody is taking care of the house or the yard. You kind of wonder, what are these people doing? And there are trees, and the trees look a little bit spooky. We know that the leaves have all fallen off the trees because the branches are bare. That means there's no leaves on them. Where are the leaves? Well, they're on the ground waiting for someone to come rake them. And the branches are swaying in the wind. So that does sound a little spooky, a little creepy, a little bit ready for Halloween. So that gives us a description of the Rigby Place. And then we hear this sound, which goes like this. Creak. An old tree groaned in the wind. Hey, look, a scarecrow, Mila noticed. The scarecrow was propped up in a lawn chair, staring out through pumpkin-y eyes. Now, pumpkin-y is not a word, I don't think. I've never heard of it before. But I think they're trying to tell us that the head is a pumpkin. It sat in the front yard near a thicket of overgrown bushes. A thicket is when you have so many bushes all close together that you can't pull them apart to go through them. They're just too close together. It wore, now who is this it? Because here's a pronoun. So who are they talking about? Meow, the scarecrow. So the scarecrow wore blue jeans and a flannel shirt. Okay, so we're getting some more details for our picture. In fact, it, the scarecrow, was dressed better than me. A long, low howl came from a nearby house, and then another. You want to do the howl for us? Oh, your microphone's off. Yeah, kind of like, ah, ah. That's a little bit creepy. Let's go, I told Mila. This place creeps me out. That means it makes me nervous. Mila stared at the scarecrow, then back at the silent house. She twirled her long black hair, lost in thought. Hello, Earth to Mila, I interrupted. Come on already. Kim lives around the corner. Now we're going to be stopping here, but Jigsaw just made a little bit of a joke. Do you see this part right here where he said, hello, Earth to Mila? If you have ever been talking to someone who seems like they're not listening to you and you ask them a question and they don't answer, there's a little bit of a joke that we use in America where we pretend like that person has just left Earth and gone to some other planet. And on that other planet, they can't hear us. And so we say, hello, Earth calling Mila on whatever planet you're on. You know, Earth calling Mars, Earth calling Jupiter. Come in, we're trying to reach you. And so when you make that joke, you're kind of saying, where are you? You're not here on Earth anymore, standing next to me, listening to me talk. You're someplace else in some far distant galaxy, in your own thoughts, not listening to me anymore. Come back, I'm talking to you. Listen to what I'm saying and answer me. Now, if you say that to someone, for example, if I don't think you're listening to me and I say, hello, Earth to Archie, some people will think it's funny and be like, ha ha. And other people will feel like maybe you're insulting them a little bit and not being very nice. And maybe they will get defensive or upset. So whether or not you say that to someone depends on if you think they will find it funny. right? So you have to know the person really well. It needs to be a friend or a family member, someone you know well, and they know you, and they're not going to be offended or get upset with you. For example, if I asked my boss a question and he didn't answer me, I would not say to him, "Hello, Earth to my boss," right? Because that would not be respectful and he would not think it's funny. So, so you have to only use it in the right situation. All right, I'm going to leave our star right here. And it's time for us to say,
I draw a picture.
ooh, wow, I love it. I see the skeleton and oh, you even have your own pumpkin person. Wow, I think that's the Grim Reaper, I'm not sure. And the ghost and a fairy. That's awesome. So cool. The sky is blue, the grass is green. May we have one Halloween. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Archie. Very nice job. All right, time to say so long.
Chat, chat.
Bye, Archie.
Bye.